After Cristina's presentation, we still have 3 more items scheduled for you today. First of all, I will say a few words about the main features of the platform, but a lot of this has already been covered. Maybe you already know it, so I will not be lengthy on these aspects. Then I will pass the floor to our team, who will guide you through the features of the mechanism. We will there go in quite some level of detail. As Cristina mentioned, the round is already ongoing. We're not talking about a future project. It's actually a project which is very much alive and waiting for submissions and receiving submissions already. So we will want to provide you with as much detail as it is useful to potential users. Then we will switch the view to demonstrate actually how the platform and the mechanism for hydrogen and derivatives really looks like. For those of you who are already active users, this will be something that will be useful to you to see how to more efficiently navigate the platform. For those who are not yet on the platform, we will provide you a real live view of demonstration of the platform itself. So now, before we start the presentation, I wanted to present to you the team who's here with me. Maybe we can expand the view for a second. Thank you, Clément. So Cristina is overseeing our work, and thank you very much for being here today with us, Cristina. I'm a head of unit responsible for the platform, but we wouldn't be able to present to you this great project, I believe, without the team around the table. Clément on my right is leading the project on hydrogen. A lot of work has been put into this in the last 18 months, Clément. But without the whole team, I think we wouldn't be there. So I wanted to also say big thanks to Lesia, Mariana, Mathilde, Alex, who is now on my left, and also many other colleagues who contributed to the project from across DG Energy. As we always say, we are regulation takers, but we are working very closely also with colleagues working on the regulatory side and policy side of hydrogen and derivatives. Last but not least, it is a web-based application. As you can imagine, Commission officials are not the best IT developers, so we are working very closely with our IT developers and providers. PwC and Sfera are working with us, and this is also a result of hard work of colleagues from PwC Sfera. We work as a team very closely. So moving back maybe just for a second to the agenda of the event, there's an important element I wanted to mention here. If you have any burning questions, don't hesitate to signal them. It is possible to use Slido for questions. It's also possible to raise your hand. But because we are 370 participants, and we will go quite into some level of detail in the presentation, I would suggest that you group the questions, you collect them, and you put them forward at the very end of the presentation, where there will be Q&A session, and we'll be addressing the questions. Through Slido, we'll also group questions. You can vote which questions are most relevant, which questions are repeated. Like this, we can start from the questions which are mostly relevant to many of you. This is my suggestion how we can do it. As you have seen, we are recording this session. So we are recording mostly our presentation. So don't worry about it. The Q&A session will not be recorded. So you can be free in whatever question you can ask. This will not be made public in any event. And finally, the PowerPoint presentation will be shared with you. Despite this fact, we would like to make sure that you are attentive and that you follow it closely. We will try to be as clear as possible and reply to any questions you may have, but you will also have access to the PowerPoint presentation after the webinar today. So moving on, I will not spend much time on my slides because I think Cristina has already covered that. What is important is that the EU Energy and Raw Materials Platform is the umbrella tool that we have developed at the European Commission. It will host very soon already 3 mechanisms, and we have launched in July the registrations for the first mechanisms, and now the first round is already operational under the hydrogen and derivatives mechanism. 2 more mechanisms are in development or already running for raw materials and gas mechanism now. So we are very much in implementation mode and not on PowerPoint. In terms of main features of the hydrogen mechanism, there will be a deep dive in just a few minutes. So just to recap what Cristina said, it is about supporting the market development for hydrogen and derivatives, so connecting demand supply, supporting infrastructure development. By infrastructure, we mean pipelines, but also ports, crackers, whatever is needed. And of course, last not least, link with the financial support, financial products, which will be partnering on our platform as well. We are addressing renewable and low carbon hydrogen and derivatives. The list of products is there, so it is not limited to hydrogen in pure form only, methanol, ammonia, eSAF, e-methane as well. We are focusing on off-takers from the European Union and energy community, by the way. So Ukraine and Moldova is covered as well on the off-take side. In terms of suppliers, we are absolutely open to imports and to domestic production of hydrogen and derivatives, with the exception of Russia, Belarus, who are excluded from being able to register on the platform and offer the products, as well as our entities based in countries under sanctions. So you may have understood from the introductory presentation that the first round is very much live and running. So the suppliers from European Union, energy community countries, but also from internationally, from other countries, they are now welcome to provide their supply offers, to put them on the platform. Some already did, including in the very first days. We were positively surprised by very quick reaction of some of the suppliers. So we have them encoded already. What is important is that before you make your supply, you need to register and subscribe to the platform and to the mechanism. So you will not be able to do it until you fully subscribe. It is an easy process, as those of you who already went through it, but it still takes a few days because we are seriously validating the registrations. We want to make sure that the tool is credible and that the partners on the platform are reliable companies which can make meaningful contribution to what we do together. The next step, once we have the supply offers on the platform, we will be asking the potential off-takers to put their offers on the platform. We will provide you with quite some details of what this means to provide an offtake and when this is to be done. I will just give you a preview that this is not coming any day soon. It will be happening in January, and the details we will provide to you in a few minutes. Infrastructure operators, some of them are already in this call. We saw, and promoters as well of infrastructure are more than welcome to be on the platform. The first round is not so much of interest to you, but we have capability of running several rounds per year, and some of them can be devoted to infrastructure operators and promoters. There will be dedicated round or rounds which will serve to gauge interest in infrastructure projects. So it is very much a platform also for you. And of course, the more companies we have on the supply side and on the demand side, the better we can test the interest in particular pieces of infrastructure. So I will not spend more time on this today. This is not the focus, but of course, this is something that we want you to bear in mind when you subscribe. I mentioned the financial institutions. So there is a dedicated process for financial institutions to register on the platform. And then the products, financial products will be available. The link directly to the financial institutions will be available to the participants of the platform. For those of you on the demand side and on the supply side who would like to be proactively contacted by financial institutions who are partnering with us, you will be able to choose this option on the platform, and then after the matching, you may be contacted proactively. If you don't wish to be proactively contacted, it is your choice. You will be able to always control this aspect. A bit later today, Mathilde will guide you through the process and will tell you a bit more about this aspect. So sorry if I'm speeding up, but this is really to give you the general framing, and we will have a deep dive very soon. So now we are moving to the features. What you may have collected already from earlier presentations, but also from the first steps of today's presentation, it is not a continuous process, the matching. It is very much about rounds. We are operating in rounds. We have first round in operation already now. We have capability to have several rounds per year, but the exact calendar will be dictated largely by interest and by feedback from the participants in the first round. The current round is a round where it is a call for expression of demand interest, which means in the first phase of this round, we are collecting the potential suppliers across the EU and across delivery points. And in response to that, we will be directing our platform towards potential off-takers that will be responding to these supply offers. Then the matching will be taking place. So the registrations are taking place on a continuous basis, but the matching and the submission of supply offers of potential offtake interest, there will be particular windows, as you will see also with the current round. We will tell you all about it. Maybe this is the right moment to let you know that you should not delay your registrations. We are receiving a lot of registrations continuously, but what we observe is that whenever we announce start of a given round, this is when most registrations are coming in. And what is important for you to know is that, of course, we have certain capacity of our mechanism of resources on the IT provider side and on our side. And we would encourage you, even if you're an off-taker, so the ongoing call now focuses on supply offers. We encourage you very much to subscribe as soon as possible. Now, where are we in terms of timeline? We have started the current round on the 12th of November, so we are very much a few days into the round. In terms of IT and resources, everything is going very well. We are very positively surprised with the number of offers coming our way. So everything works very well. This stage of the round will take around 6 weeks. So between 12th of November until the 2nd of January. When saying this, I realize that 2nd of January is not exactly the best date because hopefully you will all be on well-deserved holidays at this moment. But this is yet another argument why you should be subscribing early on and providing also your submission, placing your submission offers well in advance of the 2nd of January, because this window will really close on the 2nd of January, so do not delay. Then we will have a little bit of time for our operations to make sure that we are ready to have off-takers come in and respond to the supply offers. So the next step in this round will open on the 19th of January, and will take place between 19th of January and 20th of March. Finally, you will be able to consult your personal results. So basically, if you were matched, both as a supplier and potential off-taker, on the 31st of March 2026, so very last day of Q1 2026. So it seems there's quite some time, but still, my message would be to you, please don't hesitate, do register and subscribe as soon as possible, if you haven't done so far, because it takes a bit of time to get acquainted with the platform. And of course, you will need probably quite some time to place your offers, to reflect on what you want to place as a supply offer, and then as a potential off-taker as well. Registrations, as I said, remain open throughout the period, but towards the very end of the supply phase and the offtake phase, if we receive a lot of registration requests, we may not be in a position to treat all of them on time. So I think this brings me to the next stage, which will be what kind of information is accessible when. This is very relevant for private sector operators. And I pass the floor to Clément. Please.
Thank you, Maciek, and good afternoon, everyone. We will now start giving you a bit more details about exactly what are the key concepts that you need to have in mind when you wish to participate. And we wanted to start by a question that has been raised frequently in all of the discussions we had with you in the past, which is who has access to which information when? Very simply put, during the submission phase, which is for suppliers, suppliers can only access, edit, or cancel their own supply offers. So until the 2nd of January, it is not possible to submit demand request. It is not possible to consult supply offers made by anyone else. So it's only the suppliers having access to their own accounts. On the 19th of January, when we move to the expression of interest phase, that's when the off-takers can access the information sheet and place demand request. We will explain the information sheet in a minute, but it's an extract supply offer. Of course, to participate in the expression of interest phase, the participant needs to be an off-taker. So if you submit a supply offer in the first phase, you cannot play the role of an off-taker in the second one. As of the 31st of March, that's when the suppliers will gain access to the expression of interest which were made by off-takers in respect of their offers, and the off-takers will gain access to the full supply offers for which they expressed an interest. We say only as relevant because, of course, the supplier only gain access to the expression of interest made directly to them, and the off-takers only gain access when they made an expression of interest to a supply offer. The results are not made public and they are not shared among participants who decided not to enter into contact. A bit more details now on what is the submission. It's either a supply offer or a demand request with the same type of information in both cases. Submission highlights, that's something that we automatically generate. Project information, including the status and the date of operations. The product and volume, which are either offered or requested. Contracting and pricing, fully optional but highly recommended. Delivery location. You may submit without filling out all of the fields, but as usual, a number of fields are marked with a red asterisk and they need to be filled out if you want to proceed with the submission. Going one by one, the submission highlights, this is what you see on the screen currently. Again, it's automatically generated. It's included in the information sheets. For suppliers, the minute you place a supply offer, which will stay visible only to you until the 2nd of January, you can consult these submission highlights and see if you can improve your submission to improve the highlights. For off-takers, this will be part of the information that they can see in the second phase to support their decision on whether or not to express interest. Project information, we will demonstrate how to include this in a few minutes, but this is information about the production project, about its certificates, about public support. You can use one project in multiple submissions, and you can create as many projects as you would like, including projects on behalf of your subsidiaries. Product and volume, whenever you make a submission, you need to choose between one of 14 options, 7 renewable, 7 low carbon, 3 hydrogen, 4 derivatives. You have to provide in terms of volume an amount in tons per year, and you can do so until 2050. Of course, you can leave certain years as blank. Delivery location, per submission, you need to choose if you want to deliver to up to 5 European regions, up to 5 European airports, ports, or specific addresses. Of course, if in case these 5 regions are not enough, or if you want to test delivery to port and airport, you simply can make another submission, and it's very easy to do. You have a functionality just for that. There is no limit on the number of submissions you want to place on the platform. Now, let's imagine you're a supplier, you've been through the process, you've created your submission. What can you do to maximize your result, to maximize what you can take out of the platform? First, when you are in the platform, be exhaustive. That's our recommendation. It will always be your decision and your decision only to engage or not with an off-takers with whom you've been matched. So you can be as exhaustive as you want, and then of course decide if you want to enter into actual negotiations with the off-takers. This exhaustivity will also make you more visible in the second phase and more interesting for the off-takers. Outside of the platform, don't hesitate to raise awareness. You can advertise your participation to the mechanism. This is a tool that has been created for you to enable you to have your call for interest in a standardized format. You are definitely invited to contact your usual counterparts, the stakeholders, so that they also participate and can potentially express an interest. Short recap on suppliers. Until the 2nd of January at 11:59 p.m., you can place your suppliers. Until then, no one will see them, but you can still access, edit, and consult them. If you are not yet registered and you want to play the role of a supplier, please send us your registration before the 12th of December. Let's move now quickly to what the off-takers will see. On the 19th January, they will have access to the call for interest itself with all of the supply offers displayed on the map. But again, what is displayed here, it's not the full offer, it's only an information sheet, which is an anonymized, summarized extract of the supply offer. All of the submission highlights, only the status of the project and whether it's based in Europe or not, only the product and the profile, no information about contracting and prices, but indication on whether that information is provided in the actual offer. The delivery location and the contact details are hidden. This is what an information sheet will look like, and this is based on this that the off-takers will decide whether they want to contact to express an interest with a supplier or not. The off-takers will also be able to create aggregation during this phase, so they will be able to aggregate multiple information sheets to create delivery profiles which are more adapted to their needs. The suppliers will be made aware if they are part of an aggregation, but they will only have limited information about the members of the aggregation. Again, a reminder on the timing for off-takers. You have until the 20th of March at 11:59 p.m. to consult the aggregation sheet and submit your expression of interest. You can only do it after the 19th of January. You have a bit more time to register, but as Maciek was saying, we invite you to do it as soon as possible to ensure that you are validated on time.
Thank you, Clement. I thought we are moving to Alex.
So now we are moving to the part on the results, and I pass the floor to Alex.
Before that, just to let you know that we see questions coming in, many of them. We take note of them, we group them for the end. Some of them are being addressed as we speak. You already addressed some of the top 3 questions when speaking. Some of them are not addressed, so of course we will address them. And if there is a need to clarify or to provide more details, don't worry, we will go through all of them. Now I pass to Alex.
Yes, thank you. So I got a short but nice part of the presentation, which is about the outcomes. So as you can see, the current round will finish end of March. And at the point of time, all the participants will be notified about the results. And on this basis, they will decide, and solely them decide, whether they want to contact the companies they were matched with. Once the results are communicated, you can store them, you can keep record of what you have done. You can tag the different results and mark them, for action for later, so you can organize your work. The results will remain available in your account for forever, so you can always consult what the outcome of a round was down the line. This is a visualization of what the results look like. Let's remember that in this round, once an off-taker expressed interest in a supply offer, the match is done. So then the more detailed information will be revealed. As you captured certainly when Clement was explaining, at first place it is an information sheet, general, very non-confidential information is available to a broader audience, broader only to people who registered. Once the match is done, you access more detailed information. So I will finish by reminding you of key elements that you have certainly captured already in the presentation. The submissions are never in any way binding. There are no legal obligations created with your participation. So this is a safe process, and all legal commitments remain to be done outside of the platform by yourselves. So only participants decide whom to contact, whom to reply to, and with whom to engage. There is no automatic matches. So it is always human beings in companies that decide with whom they want to engage, which offers are interesting to them. We have to have safeguards in the system. So there is a general review done by the Commission to make sure that the reputation of the whole system and its usefulness to you is maintained. No results are communicated to the broader public. So that's why we use the verb notification, to notify, etc. Never publication, because this is not going to the broader audience. We would only have some very general summarized information to actually show how the mechanism is useful, but all the important data stays exclusively with people who need to know it. Thank you.
All right. So we are moving on. The message here is the platform at first may seem, as it is offering a lot of functionalities, may seem complicated. It is not, but still we are providing you with a lot of information built into the mechanism, such as user guide, for example, which will guide you through the process, and you can consult it on whatever question you may have. But in addition to this, we are always available as a team of the Commission to help you. So here's the concrete email address via which you can address us and contact us. As we said, and we mean it, this is built for you, with you, and for you, which means we are not. We will be only happy if you're happy with the tool. We want that this is easy to use, and we can clarify any doubts you may have. In terms of technical issues or some IT aspects, if you may have, there's also a direct button on the application from your dashboard, which you can reach, and like this, you can signal any issues you experience with the web-based application. Before we move on to the demonstration, just one more point. I see that a question that is really mainstreaming is if the presentation will be shared. So it will be shared in the form that we are just showing to you. So there will be no censorship there. You will get exactly this. But now we are moving to an exciting part of the presentation, I believe, because we will show you the platform itself, the mechanism. So we will be now exactly in the environment, which will be an environment for you. So it's already the environment which is serving potential suppliers to submit their supply offers. So I now pass the floor to Lesia, who will tell us a little bit more about the supply offers. And after this, we will focus on the off-takers and what is visible there and what is not visible and when it will be visible. And then I will pass to Mathilde on this point. And after that, we will also focus a bit more on the financial institutions and financial services offered on the platform. So with this demonstration, we will then conclude with the Q&As. And this is when we will review all the questions. So this is the right moment to start thinking about the questions if you haven't put them yet. So now, Lesia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Maciek, and good afternoon. So now I will make a short tutorial, and I will take you through the part of the round and show you how to place a supply offer. So first of all, just briefly, this is a dashboard which you will see when you log in. On the left-hand side, you have a short information about this demand interest call. And on the right-hand side, there is a timeline of the round, and we are now in the submission phase. This is the green phase, which is highlighted. So now I am going to press on the Add Submission button, and this is what the suppliers are able to do since the 12th of November and will be able to do until the 2nd of January next year. In this next screen, you have some information which will be pre-filled. It's about your organization and about the round you are participating in. You are participating as a supplier, and the next thing you need to do, you need to link your submission to the project. How to do it? There are two ways to do it. The first one, you can create it separately and you would do it going through the project library. And the second way to do it is directly while submitting your supply offer. So here, if you press on Add a New Project button, you would give the name of your project. You could add a nice image, your logo, add a type of the project. You will be on the production side. Then you would have a project status to input and then additional information, which is the address, the expected start of the operation, and some additional data about your project, which would be useful for the potential counterparts. What's important, there is an opportunity to input more detailed information, the description about your project, and also inform about the permitting status. In addition, you would need to input information about certification. So your project must be either certified, which will be the case for a few of you as at this stage of the market development, but you could claim that you would like to get a certification, and this is where you would be able to do it in this section. So, but you have the options here, and you have the status certified, ongoing, or planned. And finally, when you are done, you are able to connect your project to the existing financial support provided by the European Commission. And this support would be mentioned in the Commission's Energy and Industry Geography Lab. This is a very useful feature which could give additional information and be of interest for potential counterparts. And finally, you press on the submit button and your project is ready to be linked to the submission. So here I prepared one which I will link to this particular submission. It's done. So here, once you made the link, you need to input additional data about your submission. Very important. You need to choose the product. The list is down here, and you can consult it and choose, and there are different possibilities for low carbon and renewable. For some, the sub-product would be also an important field to fill in, and then you can add additional information you might want to input in the free field. In addition, and it's a very important information which you need to input, and it's mandatory, you need to fill in a profile. What's a profile? Is the volume of how much of your product you would like to put as your supply offer along the years. And we have the timeline of 2050. It was one of the questions, so we have it answered here. It's until 2050 that you will be able to place your plant supply. There is some additional fields which you could fill in. One of the sections about contracting and pricing, as it was mentioned, it's not a mandatory field, but we would appreciate information about it as much as you are ready to share. It could be, for example, preferred method of pricing or any other details you are ready to provide to your potential counterpart. Very importantly, you need to add a delivery location. As it was mentioned, there are three options for that. It's ports, airports, address, or NUTS region. You can input up to 5 delivery locations, and in addition, you can describe any information you might want to add concerning the delivery location. The next stage is to add a contact card. This is information about the person who would be able to be contacted once the match is made. And finally, as we mentioned earlier, there is a possibility for the participants to choose to make their supply offers available to the financial institutions. If you agree to that, you have a tick to make here, and then select the products you would be interested in. At the end of this process, you click on the terms and conditions. You agree to them by clicking, and then you submit your supply offer. At the end of the process, you will have the submission highlights, which was explained earlier by Clément. It's a very brief and summarized information about the project, and I will show you the famous information sheet, how it looks like, because this is information which will be available for the off-takers when they would decide if to place an offer and reply with their demand request. So as you see, there are volumes, there is project status, project location, and here is a little bit more about it. With this, I would like to conclude that all this, the potential suppliers are invited to do and fill in by the 2nd of January.
Thank you, Lesia. So this brings us, we saw the supply side. This brings us to the offtake side. Mathilde, please.
So let me share my screen.
And of course, what you're about to see is not accessible for now. This is what the off-takers will see as of the 19th of January. And we saw a quick question in the chat. Indeed, while we are sharing the screen, the drop-down menus are not visible for you, but rest assured, when you are actually clicking, you have drop-down menus which are visible on the platform.
Could you move the round to the next stage, please?
Yes, it is done.
Thank you. So, okay. Apologies. Here it is.
I don't see it. Ah, we can see it.
You should be able to see my screen, and I will just try and access the round.
We are making sure that you can see what we can see on our screens.
Okay,
Excellent.
this one.
Yeah.
So this is the welcome page I can access as an off-taker. So this will be from the 19th of January. And then I can directly have a look at the supply offers submissions. So I have this nice map view with different delivery locations that appear as pins on the map. I can also scroll through the supply offers on the left. So as an off-taker, I can carry out 3 main actions on the platform. First, I can see more information on the supply submissions. So these are the information sheets that my colleagues mentioned before. I can also aggregate several offers. So I can aggregate like this. I can create new aggregation, give it a name, and then add several supply offers to it. And finally, I can express interest by clicking on the button. And here at this stage, I will have to provide the same level of information that my counterparts will have done. So I can select, for instance, an offtake project from my project library. This one, select, and then I can fill in this form like this. Yes. And then on the date of the results publication, I will have access to the full information of the supply offers, and my counterparts will have access to the full information on my offtake. And then, last but not least, the financial institutions. So we have seen some financial institutions registering to these events. So for the finance people in the room, you can already register to the mechanism and input your financial products. So you would have a form to fill in again to indicate these informations. These projects will be, these financial products will be accessible to participants. And when the results will be published, financial institutions will have access to the matches, provided the consent of participants. Yes, and then you will be able to access and exchange contact details. And on this, I thank you, and I will pass back over to Maciek.
Thank you. And on the financial products, we're done. Very good. Thank you, Mathilde. So that was a preview into the platform.